There's been yet another delay in the Bushiri's legal battles. The Lilongwe High Court has postponed an appeal challenging a lower court ruling which declared the arrest of Shepherd Bushiri and his wife illegal. Malawian state lawyers will now have to wait till mid-December to find out if they can appeal that decision. Prophet Shepherd Bushiri and his wife Mary fled South Africa recently while out on bail for fraud and money laundering charges. ETV reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones has the latest. Pule, thanks so much for joining us. So tell us why this delay.
Well, a very good evening, Sally, and it's just quite issues that the Bushiri's legal team are raising here, which they say they have filed preliminary objections. Now, it says that the state filed for a criminal review, and upon them having to look into this application, they found out that there are issues here that could actually give them a step ahead to now then push this matter to mid-December. Now, what they are telling us here is that the state, therefore, using the criminal review, is now having to give them more levy to challenge the jurisdiction of the court to review the matter. They're saying that this matter is being reviewed as a criminal extradition proceeding, but according to law, it's supposed to be reviewed as a civil extradition process. Now, they're saying that there is, of course, a High Court Act, and therefore there are courts such as the Criminal Division, the Civil Division, Revenue Division, and the Commercial Division, and they feel as though this court doesn't have the jurisdiction to actually view this matter according to how they want, and therefore that's the reason why they're challenging this matter.
Gosh, so the extradition process is going to become more and more complicated if it's this level of detail and lack of clarity. What are the legal experts saying?
Well, I mean, Sally, we were warned about this. I mean, Bushiri's legal team did say that, they will flex their legal capabilities to ensure that they protect their clients and delay the extradition proceedings further, saying it could take even more years. But, legal experts are saying this, of course, they are indeed correct in the step that they're taking. I want you to closely listen to Mr. Alton Hart, who spoke to us earlier on about how this complicated technical issue should have been approached and how it's actually working in favor of Bushiri's legal team.
When they arrested this man, they had everything in place. All extradition protocols was followed. They followed diplomatic channels to make sure that the DIRCO is in contact with their international relationship or their information minister. They must be in contact with him. Then he must then liaise with his counterpart in Malawi, which is now the Minister of Homeland Security. And Homeland Security will then send it to the prosecuting authorities. And thereafter only, once they've received it, now they can arrest the man, bring him before court, and it must be now for the extradition. And then it must be a civil process that is being followed.
Well, it sounds to me, I'm no legal expert, but it sounds to me like the Bushiris are definitely going to be spending Christmas in Malawi. How are they doing? What's the news from their side?
Looks like it's, I mean, we've spoken to a couple of people in Malawi who are basically telling us, look, they're quite fine where they are. They're actually doing well. I mean, as much as they have their legal team who's out here to argue for them and talk on their behalf, it does seem as though they will be spending Christmas behind the comfort of their home with their family. And like we had been speaking to the legal experts who are representing them as well, who are saying that, look, they're going to make sure that they protect the couple. But furthermore, when we spoke to the Minister of Information, Gospel Kazako in Malawi, he's telling us, look, it seems as though there's also been a delay in communication. Actually, they had a very quite long telephonic conversation saying they haven't received any formal sort of communication from the South African government. However, he makes close emphasis to the fact that the legal teams from representing the South African government and the Malawian government have been communicating. Bushiri's lawyers, on the other hand, saying, look, we haven't received any tip-off about any extradition proceedings that are about to take place. So it seems as though there's a bit of a problem in terms of the communication processes that have been taking place there. And for now, it seems also as though this matter might be taking quite some time. It's slippery as we are looking at it, Sally.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that update on the Bushiris who remain in Malawi. That was ETV reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones.